We put two iPhones side by side in the car all day, one running Apple Maps, one running Google Maps. We tested turn-by-turn directions, traffic data, searching for points of interest, walking directions, and more. And even though I'm an Apple guy, you might be surprised which app I thought performed better. Let's get into it. Now, it's going to be no surprise that I prefer Apple's design aesthetic. I think the app has a cleaner look. I like what it looks like when you're in turn-by-turn directions, lots of 3D buildings, and I really just enjoy looking at what the map looks like in the Apple Maps app. I find the Google Maps app to be pretty busy, lots of text everywhere, and when you're in turn-by-turn directions mode, a lot of times it's just big names of streets all over the map. With Apple Maps, I used to think that one long drawer at the bottom was a little cumbersome to get around, but I like where the favorite places are now in Apple Maps. I like the guides and dropping pins. Google Maps has all the same features. You can build lists, drop pins, points of interest, but I just find it a little busy for my taste. So when it comes to design, I'm going to give Apple Maps the win. But let's get to turn-by-turn directions, and for that, we're going to head in the car. This is my son, Jordan.
Hello.
So let's get started. We tested turn-by-turn directions all day, heading to several different locations. Both apps got us where we needed to go and didn't get us lost. Now, your results might vary based on your region here in the US or by country, but I found them both pretty consistent.
Pass this light, then at the next one, turn right.
I like that go past this light and then turn right. When it comes to voice commands, I did like how Apple Maps described where to turn and how to turn. It would say things like, after the second light, turn right, as opposed to Google Maps saying turn right in how many feet or how many point miles. So I did prefer the voice guidance in Apple Maps. But I will say when we were traveling several places that were pretty familiar, like the library and a coffee shop, Google Maps did take us to a better location when finding that business. For the coffee shop, there's actually a parking lot behind the coffee shop. Google Maps directed us there, where Apple Maps directed us just right on the main street, and that wasn't really helpful. Same thing as we were heading into the library, Google Maps had a more immediate turn in, and we would have gotten there a few seconds quicker. Apple Maps kind of took the long way around. A minor difference, again, both will get you where you needed to go, but I do think Google Maps had a little more accuracy each step of the way. So when it comes to turn-by-turn directions and navigation, I think I have to give it to Google Maps. And our road trip today is actually powered by Mint Mobile. They're partnered with us for today's video, and they've actually been doing the data the entire time for this trip. Honestly, we've probably spent way too much money on gas on this trip, but you can save money today by switching to Mint Mobile. You've probably seen those funny ads with Ryan Reynolds, who's also an owner of Mint Mobile. By the way, Ryan, loved you in Free Guy, Deadpool, Spirited, pretty much everything you do. But let me tell you how awesome their service is. Mint Mobile starts at just $15 a month, and you don't have to sacrifice any coverage, speed, or data. They're built on the nation's largest 5G network, and they keep costs low because they sell direct to you online. They cut out the retail stores and people, which, let's be honest, no one likes going to those wireless retail stores anyway. Switching to Mint Mobile is super easy. Thanks to digital eSIM, you can sign up and activate immediately right on your phone without even leaving the house. eSIM works great with iPhone and Android. You can keep your current device and phone number and easily switch services. And if your phone isn't eSIM compatible, Mint will ship you a new SIM card free of charge. Here's how easy it was to activate the eSIM on my iPhone, and you get unlimited nationwide talk and text, plus lightning fast 5G and free hotspot. I'm actually using the hotspot right now with my iPad mini. Mint will show you how much data you use each month and recommend plans that save you money. Mint also offers a modern family plan that lets you set up a super affordable family plan with as little as 2 lines. So use my link in the description to get premium wireless coverage for just $15 a month. Go to mintmobile.com/beardedteacher. Stop paying more than you need to on your wireless bill and start saving big with Mint Mobile. That's mintmobile.com/beardedteacher. That link is in the description. So first of all, when it comes to widgets, I actually like how Google Maps gives you multiple options right here in this top widget. If you do that size widget for Apple Maps, you get restaurants, and that's about it. If you look at the widgets available for both, this is Apple Maps on the left, Google Maps on the right. I like this frequent trips widget that looks pretty clean on the Google side. Again, Google has a few more options, especially with this longer version of the widget. And if you do the largest widget on Apple Maps, then you get more options like gas and coffee instead of just restaurants. But you can also jump to search on both of the widgets. When it comes to widgets, I actually think Google Maps has better and more useful widgets on the iPhone than Apple Maps. Now, when it comes to guides and saved places, I like how Apple does let you save some favorites right here at the top of that drawer that comes from the bottom. Plus, you can add some favorites, rearrange these so you have quick access to places you go usually. Plus, home and work, those are usually quick access for both of them. Now, if I go to one of the guides, I have to go to the Save tabs here in Google. The guides scroll down here in Apple Maps. I'll go to my Tampa guide. Now I like how it kind of shows me that map overview of all my places of interest around Tampa, places I've been before, maybe want to go back. Here on Google, it shows you the individual places first and foremost, which I guess is kind of nice. It's really just up to your preference, but really has similar functionality. Now when it comes to Street View, Google is obviously going to have an advantage there, but Apple has been doing really good at updating some of its Street View locations. So if I go to Oxford Exchange, here in Google I can do the Street View, and yep, that is the front door. Here in Apple Maps I don't see a way to really go down to the Street View and see it, so you will get more Street View options here in Google Maps, but Apple Maps, it's working on it, it's coming quicker. For guides and lists, it's pretty even, they both have the same functionality. How it displays is really up to your preference, so I'm going to call that one a tie. And it is a busy time of day right now, so I do want to see how each one handles traffic in downtown Tampa. Let's say we're going from Concord Coffee to the Oxford Exchange. That's Lakeland to Tampa. You'll see both apps are showing traffic here on I-4. A little bit of discrepancy from red to yellow, but pretty clear there's going to be traffic. Both are estimating about 50 minutes to go from one place to another. So very similar as far as ETA and that traffic impact. Google does have these nice little graphs telling you when traffic is bad at this time. And I do like this breakdown of what the tolls are by taking this current route. That's pretty slick. Apple Maps does tell you that tolls are required, but won't tell you exactly how much it is. We both just had coffee. Do you want to have more coffee?
Absolutely.
When it comes to adding a stop along a route you're already taking, both apps can do it, but I do find Apple's implementation a little better. I think it's nicely designed, big buttons letting you know exactly what to do, and I like the options to pause a route or end the route, go to the next stop. All of that I think is better in Apple Maps. So I'm going to give adding a stop Apple Maps. We did test walking directions very briefly, and just for the little coffee shop that we were going to, I do find that Google Maps had a better walking path to the coffee shop. And so for walking directions, I'm going to have to give it to Google. Finally, when it comes to place info or business information, Google Maps just has such a long history and library of photos submitted by users, reviews, and just a ton more information. So if you're looking for good photos and information on a business that you're trying to travel to, I do think Google Maps has the edge. But I will say, Apple Maps has been doing a lot of work to try and get those ratings in there, asking users to submit photos for businesses. So I think a couple of years from now, they'll be a little more on par. But for right now, Street View, business info, and photos, Google Maps wins it again. So is there a clear winner? I'll let you decide. Which app do you think is the better maps and navigation app? Apple Maps or Google Maps? Tell me in the comments, and let me know if you'd like to see Apple Maps pitted against Waze. I know a lot of people love Waze. There's some unique features there as well. The design aesthetic is something else, but let me know if you'd like to see that. Hit that like button and subscribe to the Bearded Teacher channel. Lots of content on iPhone tips, the new HomePod review, and you can take a tour of my smart home all there on the channel. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next video.